Lev Grossman writes, quote, the U.S. seems to be struggling to adapt to its 20th century moral code of warfare to the 21st century practice of sending flying robots into other countries to kill people. It appears that drones are evolving faster than Americans' ability to understand how legally and ethically to use them. Lev is with us now. Thank you so much for your time. Obviously, a lot of people have opinions about the use of drones, but let me start off with the numbers here. 10 years ago, the Pentagon drone arsenal, as you pointed out, 50, now 7,500.
It's a complete transformation, and you can see why. I mean, drones are incredibly powerful. They provide an instantaneous response. They gather their own surveillance information, and they're very cheap.
Yeah.
They cost a lot less than a conventional aircraft.
And so that would make for logic and use, but as you pointed out, our ability to understand how legally and ethically to use them. We've talked about other countries, for example, and what if this were turned on us? And those are the questions that you pose in this. In addition to domestically, a lot of people don't realize that there are law enforcement agencies, you told me in the break, about a dozen who use drones, bringing up questions of privacy and your rights as a citizen of this country.
Well, I find it just very interesting that this technology that has been so disruptive in the battle space, we are still in all kinds of moral quandaries about how to use them, where to use them, what does it mean. But now we're bringing them back home. We're giving to law enforcement, but also to private industry.
Such as private industry, give me an example.
Hollywood wants to use them to take movies. Real estate agents like to use them to take little video clips of houses they're trying to sell. Farmers use them to survey crops. Scientists use them to track populations of animals.
So the things you just named there, obviously most people would shrug that off.
Right.
But domestically, what are the concerns of drones? And I imagine it goes to law enforcement.
Well, law enforcement, but privacy in general. Drones are the most powerful surveillance tool ever invented. We're still learning about some of the military sensor systems like Argus. 20,000 feet can pick out an object 6 inches long. This stuff comes here, and you have the police using it. So far, they're being very circumspect about it, but the laws just aren't clear about where things stop. And also, private citizens. Drones are low-end technology. They're simple, they're cheap.
Right.
Anybody can fly them.
And to the rise of drones in war, the Obama administration been criticized for the use. Give us numbers here for perspective compared to the prior administration.
Well, Obama's continued the curve, basically. I mean, he has enthusiastically embraced drones. I believe it was more than 400 strikes in Afghanistan last year, more than 300 in Pakistan since Obama took office. So it's something that Obama's come to rely on very much, but we still haven't clarified the legality.
And the legalities internationally as opposed to domestic. It's interesting. Harold Ford Jr. was on Morning Joe today, and the former congressman, obviously, and he pointed out he gets the controversy and the moral issue, but when it comes to putting boots on the ground, sees the logic in using drones in that respect. And I think a lot of people might agree with him if it would save a life of a soldier using a drone. But then when you talk about domestically, people change because no one wants a drone over their home, whether they're growing pot or not, which is some of the usage for some of these law enforcement personnel.
Sure. And by the way, we right now are the only drone superpower. That's not going to stay the same.
Yeah, it won't last forever.
Drones are not that hard to fly. Other countries will be using them. We have to think about what kind of precedent we're setting on the international scene for the use of drones. We fly them into other people's countries and we kill people there. If somebody did that to us, we'd be upset.
Well, it's a great article. Everyone should check it out. I appreciate you making time to come out.
Thank you.
Join the news station.